Welcome to the Totally Honest Cooking Show. I'm Mark. Today we're taking another crack at Indian-style fried chicken. This is one of my white whales. Last time we combined a few recipes to see if I could come close to this fried chicken I had one time. We did not, but it was still very tasty. Today we're just going to straight up steal someone's recipe. You can find it in the description of this video below. Let's get started. We're going to start with 2 tablespoons of garlic ginger paste. You can do this jarred, you can do this homemade. I'm doing it jarred. You're also going to want 2 tablespoons of plain old yogurt. 1 tablespoon Kashmiri chili powder. 1 teaspoon freshly ground black pepper. 1 teaspoon cumin. Teaspoon of your preferred garam masala. Teaspoon turmeric. Then we want 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. 1 lemon should be more than enough. You can measure it if you want. Teaspoon of salt, or to taste. I'm just going to trust the recipe. 1 egg. Whisk it together. The recipe calls for chicken legs. I'm using thighs because I like thighs. You're going to make deep slashes on the thigh. This is going to let the marinade get in there. I'm trying to do this in a way that I don't lose the skin because the skin is delicious. Give everybody a dip in the pool. And they're bathing in it. Make sure that everybody's covered. Recipe says marinate for at least 30 minutes. I'm going to go for 4 hours because I've got some stuff going on today. And just stick it in the fridge. Okay, now we're doing the outer coating. We need 1 tablespoon of fennel seeds. And it calls to crush them roughly. Now, I've never been very good at using a mortar and pestle, but we're going to try it anyway. So the goal is going to be to break them up a little bit. You can't pound them in this sort of thing. So I'm just grinding a little bit and we'll see what happens. Okay. I don't know how roughly crushed they need to be, but I'm going to try this and see what happens. And we're now going to do the same thing with approximately 1 tablespoon of coriander seeds. And these do seem to crush roughly very easily, so that's good. Okay, that looks good. At least it's rough. Okay, assembly time. 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour. This recipe also calls for rice flour, which is a first for this show. I've had potato starch, I've had sweet potato starch, I've used bean starch. Never used rice flour. Let's give it a try and see how it turns out. That's 1/4 cup of rice flour. Now I'm throwing in our grated spices, or our ground spices rather, sorry. Also calls for a tablespoon of red pepper flakes. I thought it cannot possibly mean crushed red pepper flakes. So I ordered this. It's Aleppo pepper flakes, and it seems more appropriate. Sorry, I had a frog in my throat. This seems more appropriate than something like this that you may have swiped off the counter of your local pizza joint. We'll see how it actually turns out. And now we're mixing it all together. This recipe does call for curry leaves. And I could not find curry leaves at my local multi-ethnic market. Now, some of you might be saying, Mark, you could probably sub curry powder for curry leaves, right? No, don't do that. Curry powder is a blend of various spices and herbs. Curry leaves are an aromatic herb. They are different. Do not use them interchangeably. You will have a bad time. This is one of those cases where it's better just to leave it out than to try to sub it. Okay, plop everybody in. Get them covered. Personally, when I make fried chicken, usually I try to make more of the coating than recommended so that you don't have this issue where you might pad off all of it or stuff like that. This particular recipe strikes me as kind of waste reductive. You're not going to run into the problem where you wasted a whole bunch of crap. The other problem is with that, though, is that oftentimes my recipes have padding on them intentionally. If you've watched this show, you know that I'm an anxious cook, and the whole purpose of this show is to show that, hey, anybody can cook. One thing I don't like doing is shallow frying, so when it comes to things like chicken, I do get out the wok and we deep fry it. This is 8 cups of peanut oil, and we're preheating to 350 degrees. And while we're doing that, the chicken is resting. Shh. Okay, we hit 350. We're going to start dropping in chicken and see what happens. If you make a lot of chicken, you might find that 4 is a small batch for fried chicken. 8 is more common. I went with what the recipe said. Also, I'm cognizant that I have to eat this stuff, so it is helpful to Mark's Waistline to keep it in small batches. If you're batch frying, finish your first batch. Now we're bringing this oil up to 400 degrees before we drop it in for a second time. Okay, we hit 400 degrees. Start dropping your chicken back in. Already I'm seeing for the rice flour, we probably wanted to keep the temperature at 350 because it's darkening faster than I would prefer. Well, that's okay. We learn by doing on this show. Okay, when they start looking done, we're going to pull them. These are actually darker than I prefer. Okay, let's see how we did. I'm a little worried that the high temperatures made the rice flour kind of darken too much. I'm also a little worried that it finished too fast and therefore is raw. So let's see. The outer coating is very tasty. You can taste the lemon in there, which is nice. Okay, it's cooked and it's incredibly juicy. I'm going to call this a success. Maybe don't fry it at 400. Maybe stick to 350. Okay, I'm going to go eat my dinner. Like, subscribe, ding the little bell in the comments below and tell me about your favorite fried chicken. And I'll see you next time. Bye.